Hey guys, Jordan here with Coldlytics, and today I'm going to show you how to find the best nonprofit leads with Coldlytics. So let's get started. So step one, we have our targeting. We're going to select small business and we're going to lock in Milwaukee here, which is where we're looking today. I'm going to increase this a little bit as Milwaukee is a pretty big city. I'm going to put it up to 30 just so we have a huge targeting area. Hit add, and then I'm gonna hit next. And I just want to go back. The benefit for having a big targeting area, like we selected here in Milwaukee, is it just gives us more potential leads for you guys to work with, which more leads for you guys to source and look through and determine if they're a right fit. It's just better at the end of the day for customer acquisition. So I'm gonna hit next. And today we're looking at nonprofits. With Coldlytics 2.0, we add this little sanity check, so it'll show you that these are companies you'd be getting in your lead sheet, and it gives you your address. So you know if you're from the Milwaukee area, you'd be able to tell like, oh, like I know neighborhood house or whatever. So I'm gonna add that next, and we are gonna select owners and founders as well as directors and executives. Um, we add these two key decision maker metrics because there's a case where an owner could have a C-suite title, so it'll just cover for this case. So I'm gonna hit next to lock that in, and that concludes our targeting. So today, as onto our filtering. So our first filter I'm gonna use for nonprofits is I'm gonna actually do Google reviews. We just want to know if this is like a good, reputable non-profit. So I'm gonna set this between 3 and 5. And if you're working with a nonprofit that has a good reputation, they're obviously good to their community, they're good to their clients and customers. So they'll just be easier to work with, which is the benefit to you at the end of the day. So I'm gonna hit next to lock that in. And finally, the next filter I'm gonna add is if you want to work with a nonprofit, like where in a nonprofit you don't really get that like crazy fast startup growth naturally, and you do have to sort of put a lot of work in to make the nonprofit function and run. We want to set a date established filter, and we just want to make sure that they've been running since 2015. um oh, actually no, we're not going to set a minimum, and we want to make sure that since 2015. So I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit next to lock it in, and we're gonna go down to deliver. I feel like a lot of these metrics are pretty good for a nonprofit. Um, I mean, yeah, the marketing metrics are all pretty useful. I feel like working with looking for nonprofit leads are a little tricky as you know I feel like mostly like other nonprofits and governments sort of deal with nonprofits, so it's hard to be a digital marketing agency like making money from working with nonprofits, and a lot of the times it's hard to sell things to nonprofits too. So I just selected all of the metrics as I just feel like having a broad range of data would be very useful in determining like the nonprofits you want to work for, because only you can know your specific use cases. So I'm just going to hit next to lock that in. I'm going to hit next to finish, or I'm not going to add any additional notes, so I'm going to click finish. Make sure I have a name, nonprofits in Milwaukee. I have my contacts required locked in, and just make sure to save a draft before you launch it, just in case anything happens. You're not starting from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and launch it. And as you can see, our task is now allocating, which is great because it means that you'll get your lead sheet within 24 hours. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. That's all for today. And that's how you target the best nonprofits with Coldlytics. So yeah, I hope you have a great day.